The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly.
Good morning. My name is George Haggerty, and before I call this meeting to order, I will note for the record that I will serve as the chair for today's meeting. I now call to order the meeting of the directors of the New York Energy Finance Development Corporation for Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. I'd like to note for the record that this meeting is being webcast and I welcome public comment on the items on our agenda. I will also note for the record that the public has been given the opportunity to comment on the agenda items by submitting their written comments to esd@esd.ny.gov by 5 p.m. yesterday, and no comments were received from the public concerning today's agenda items. The directors have received the relevant written materials in advance of today's meeting and are free to ask questions at any time. Before we begin the substantive portion of the meeting, I would like to ask the directors whether anyone has any potential conflicts of interest with respect to today's agenda items. If so, please make an appropriate disclosure on the record at this time. We will then be sure that you may recuse yourself from any discussion or vote with regard to the item. Okay, hearing none. Our first order of business is the amendment to banking resolutions. Miyoko Okubo will be presenting this item. Miyoko, when you're ready, please begin.
Thank you. At the meeting held on August 15, 2024, the Board of Directors of the corporation adopted banking resolutions which authorize the proper officers of the corporation to, among other things, open one or more bank accounts in the name of the corporation. We are requesting that Board of Directors to amend the prior resolution to authorize such proper officers to also maintain, operate, and close bank accounts and to designate or remove account signers. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments from the directors with regard to this item?
No.
If not, I will entertain a motion for approval.
So move.
Second.
Is that second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. The motion carries. I'd like to now ask Mayoko to present the next item today's agenda, a request for the appointment of senior managing underwriter, appointment of additional underwriters, appointment of financial advisor, authorization to proceed with the preparation of documents and actions related to the NYPA prepaid energy project, and authorization to take related actions. Mayoko, when you're ready, please begin.
Thank you. New York Power Authority, or NYPA, has requested that New York Energy Finance Development Corporation to issue in one or more series or sub-series approximately $800 million New York Energy Finance Development Corporation revenue bonds, proceeds of which bonds will be used to finance the prepayment of electricity. The cost of the project to be paid from the proceeds of the bonds include all costs of planning, financing, refinancing, acquiring, transmitting, storing, and implementing the project, including, among other things, the amount of prepayment required to be made, the amount of deposit into debt service account for the capitalized interest on the bonds, the amounts for deposit into debt service reserve account and commodity reserve account to meet the related requirements. All other costs incurred in connection with and properly chargeable to acquisition and implementation of the project. The cost of the expenses incurred in the issuance and sale of the bond, including, without limitation, the execution and delivery of any commodity swaps. Today, we ask the directors to authorize the following actions that I will discuss in further detail in relation to this bond issuance: the selection of senior managing underwriter and additional underwriters, the appointment of financial advisor, and the preparation of documents in connection with the bonds and actions related to the project. Selection of underwriter. The Goldman Sachs & Co. LLC has been selected as a senior managing underwriter for the bonds. Goldman is on the corporation's pre-qualified list of underwriters that was created after an RFP process by Empire State Development and adopted by the corporation on August 15, 2024. NYPA selected Goldman for its extensive experience in all aspects of municipal finance and prepaid transactions, its extensive experience as an underwriter on other ESD bond issuances, and its response and rating in the pre-qualification process. The corporation, in consultation with NYPA, will have the option to select other underwriters from the corporation's pre-qualified list of underwriters. Selection of financial advisor. PFM Financial Advisors LLC has been selected as the corporation's financial advisor for the project. PFM is on the corporation's pre-qualified list of financial advisors that was created after an RFP process by ESD and adopted by the corporation on August 15, 2024. PFM was selected based on its extensive experience in all aspects of municipal finance and prepaid transactions. Hourly rate proposal subject to a cap of $250,000. Extensive experience as a financial advisor on other bond issuances and responses and ratings in the pre-qualification process. PFM will subcontract a portion of work to a minority and woman-owned business enterprise, MWBE, to address applicable participation goals. PFM will be paid by NYPA pursuant to the pre-financing agreement. Bond documents and project. It is intended that the bonds will be issued to finance the project. In order to do that, related documents must be drafted and approved for the issuance of the bonds expeditiously. The board of directors is requested to consent to the commencement of drafting documents and to proceed to do such thing and perform such act as may allow the corporation to proceed to its final consideration of the project and the issuance of the bonds. The attached resolution does not require the corporation to issue the bond. An additional board meeting will occur so that the board of directors can approve the form of final documents. In conclusion, staff asks that the directors authorize the selection of Goldman as the senior managing underwriter for the bonds and the ability to appoint additional underwriters as the deal progresses. The appointment of PFM as financial advisor and the preparation of documents in connection with the bonds and actions related to the project. Thank you.
Are there any questions or comments from directors with regard to the item? If not, I will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, hearing none, thank you, the motion carries. Unless someone objects, Mayoko will provide one presentation on the next 3 agenda items, 3 through 5, requesting procurement of legal services, authorization to enter into a contract for co-bond counsel services in connection with the NYPA prepaid energy project, and authorization to take related actions, procurement of legal services, authorization to enter into a contract for co-bond counsel in connection with the NYPA prepaid energy project, and authorization to take related actions, and procurement of legal services. Authorization to enter into a contract for issuers counsel services in connection with the NYPA prepaid energy project, and authorization to take related actions. When you're ready, Mayoko.
Thank you. Today, we ask that the directors authorize the corporation to enter into legal services contract for the bond and issuance counsel in connection with the NYPA prepaid energy project that I previously described. Bond counsel is needed to ensure the corporation's compliance with applicable New York State laws, federal securities laws, and market practices. It is recommended that Nixon Peabody, LLP, and Hardwick Law Firm, LLC, and MBE serve as co-bond counsel on this transaction. Both firms were selected from the corporation's pre-qualified counsel list. Issuers counsel is needed to ensure the corporation's compliance with applicable New York State law, federal securities laws, and market practices. It is recommended that DC and Associates, PADC, serve as issuers counsel on this transaction. DC, a certified MBE firm, was selected from the corporation's pre-qualified counsel list as having bond financing expertise and experience working on a variety of transactions. The appointments of these law firms will represent an equitable distribution of work among the corporation's rotating slate of bond law firms and MWB law firms handle the corporation's debt in terms of size, number of transactions, fees received, and length of time since their last engagement with the corporation. The contract will be funded in their entirety by NYPA from bond proceeds or other sources of funds on or about the closing of the bonds as agreed upon by the corporation and NYPA in a pre-financing agreement. Counsel will work at a small discount from their typical hourly billing rates. Counsel will agree that the corporation will not be obligated to pay any amounts for the services described, except to the extent, if any, that the corporation receives funds from NYPA for that purpose. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments from the directors with regard to this item? If not, I will entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you. The motion carries. There being no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your participation in today's meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, George. Good to see you.
All right, guys. Take care.